What's going on, everybody? It's Henry Eisenstein here yet again with another impactful video. For those of you out there, are you struggling to figure out where your next deal comes from? Are you challenged right now to find out where your next lead is coming from? Are you struggling to figure out exactly how to generate qualified leads in a crazy, crazy market that we're in here in 2021? Now, I'm going to show you right now, here today, exactly how my team and I are generating over 1,500 qualified leads every single month. Stay tuned. 1,500 leads a month? You're probably wondering, do I pay for them? Are they even qualified? Where do they even come from? Let's dive deep into that. Let's start with some free lead sources. Number one, super simple, is just dive into some referral business. You're probably like, Henry, I just started in the business. Who am I possibly calling to get some deals? First and foremost can be your sphere of influence. People who already know you, like you, trust you, and know how to refer you some business. They're actually in your phone book right now. Don't call them until the end of this video, though. What I am trying to say, though, is it is imperative to reach out to the people who are around you, who already know you on Facebook, on all these other platforms. You already have their phone number. Reach out to them. Reach out to your sphere. Reach out to your network. Reach out to your current and past clients. Reach out to these people and ask for some business, right? And if you're not doing it, you're missing out on some free money here, because I guarantee you, matter of fact, I know from experience, that these people are already referring business out and it might not be going to you. So make sure you're reaching out to them. You can ask them the simple question of, if somebody came to you and they were looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, who would be the first person you'd think of? Who would you refer that business to? Key questions to be asking for. I get about 2 to 4 referrals each and every single day, but I've made it a purpose to build a really, really powerful network of people around me who know me, like me, trust me, and know how to refer me some business. Next thing is cold calling. So let's dive into this. Cold calling. Could be circle prospecting around your neighborhood. It could be expireds, cancels, for sale by owners. Go to something called Mojocells.com. I'll put a link down below. Go to the website, check it out. It's not that expensive, and try it for a little bit. It is an impactful way that you can develop some incredibly important sales skills and communication skills. Now also, look, in my area, there's over 12,000 agents, and you're probably like, Henry, how are you possibly competing when everybody is cold calling? I can assure you from experience that it's me and maybe another dozen or 2 dozen people who are really consistent at cold calling. And by the way, even to this day, I've built systems around it to be a little bit more, I delegate some of it, be a little more efficient with it, but still to this day, I still cold call, right? So if you're just starting in the business, I remember I was doing 8 hours a day of cold calling. I was going to do whatever it takes. Not everybody in the world is cold calling. You're only going to be competing with probably another dozen or 2 dozen agents who are doing it on a daily, weekly basis. All right, next one is social media. Don't be afraid to get your name out there. I always find it very interesting when people are telling me, like, listen, I want a personal page, a professional page, and I want people really knowing what I do. Well, I'm sorry, but just want to let you know is that you are the business. So what are you here to hide? You can't be a secret agent. Make sure you're posting on social media each and every single day, as you see that I do. It is imperative to be in front of people's faces 24/7, 365, anytime they're looking at their phone. I want to be there. You want to make sure you're there too. No matter what they're doing, I want to be in front of these people's faces, right? Because when they think real estate, I want to be top of mind. For free resources across the board, I get about 150 free leads from my lead sources every single month. That's between referrals, between the cold calling, and between the social media. And for you to even get 10 leads a month would be amazing, because if you can convert on either 1, 2, or 3, 10, 20, 30% of that 10 leads that you're getting a month, I mean, look, 1, 2, 3 leads a month at the very beginning of your career is awesome. That's first and foremost. Let's dive into some paid leads. So for paid leads, there's quite a few resources that you can look into, simply like Zillow, paid Facebook ads. There's a million different resources online that you can look at. And I'm telling you right now, I really don't do any of those. I've only really do Zillow. It's really what's impacted my business the most. I've learned from experience. Most of the time, the money that I'm paying for a professional to do it, I've learned now, after building a team out a little bit, I can just do it a little bit better. However, at the beginning of your career, could you pay somebody else to do your Facebook ads? Of course. Do I pay Zillow to do some marketing for me? Of course, right? You can't not pay Zillow. I think it's extremely important to pay for Zillow. I learned a key. This is just what works for me. Pay Zillow the least amount of money possible, but you have to pay them, because it is important to be a premier agent, because then you get all of your own leads. And if you don't pay for Zillow, they give all your leads away. So make sure you pay for Zillow. Try to do it for $200 or $300 a month. It is imperative to your business that you pay for it. You don't have to spend 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 leads a month like I do on Zillow because you want to make sure it's a super profit center before you start spending some more money. You need to look at lead generation as its own business. You need to diversify how you are generating leads. You cannot be reliant on one lead source. I've had people come to me like, I strictly only work by referral. My response is, I don't know how you're doing that because to be honest with you, I guarantee you don't know enough people to refer you that much business that you're closing enough to actually live a substantial life. You can't just work by referral. You can't just also work by cold calling. You can't also just work by Facebook ads or Zillow. It's just impossible. You need to treat it like a business and have lead generation pillars. All of them matter. So let's dive into them just a little bit deeper. We talked about the free, we've talked about the paid. Let's figure out exactly how I'm also generating an extra 1,000 leads a month. So I've generated these many leads from something called wholesaling. Wholesaling is a completely separate business. I have partners who do an unbelievable job for it. However, we've built a partnership where I am the agent in the scenario who gets a lot of the listing leads. When they don't want to sell for bottom dollar and they want to get somewhere near retail price, they end up referring the lead to me. What is wholesaling? Wholesaling is this intricate way of selling real estate without having your real estate license. I come up to the homeowner and say, hey, John, my name is Henry. I'm a local investor in the area. I like to buy your house. John goes, great. My price is $100,000. You say, fantastic. I can do $100,000. You knowing full and well that house can actually sell for $250,000 if it was fixed up. Because this house obviously would have to have some sort of deficiencies, needs a lot of work, fire damage, structural issues, mold, the whole 9 yards. Right? You're getting discounted properties. So now that you have this property locked up at $100,000, you find other investors that you're going to sell the property to. Right? You're actually never going to take ownership of this property. So you lock up the property at $100,000 and you find another local investor who is named Sam and say, hey Sam, I'd like to give you a project that you can work on. I'll sell it to you for $120,000. It can be worth $250,000 if you spend $60,000 renovating it. So you're going to give Sam this opportunity to buy the property you just locked up for a little bit of a premium. That premium is called a wholesaling fee. So you now take this $100,000 piece of property, this contract you locked up, and you're basically just going to sell this contract for $20,000. And you're probably like wondering, why would Sam possibly do this? Because here's the thing. He's looking for deals and just doesn't have the lead flow, right, of finding all these deals all the time. So what we do is we go out and we find these really motivated sellers. And we stack lists, right? It's important. So like let's dive into this a little bit. When you're wholesaling, you're going to dive into motivated sellers. Motivated sellers are people who might be out-of-state owners, own vacant homes, have a property that might be free and clear. Maybe they're behind on their mortgage and they're in pre-foreclosure. You take all these different lead sources and you create lists of them, okay? And then you stack the list. Let's say you get 100 names on each list. You stack the list on top of each other and you find the duplicates. Because if they're on multiple lists, they're most likely super motivated, ultra qualified. That's exactly what we're looking for. After we stack these lists, we do cold calling and text blasting out to these people. We're vetting through 400 or 500 leads a week of qualified people who are looking to probably sell a property for some type of price. Now listen, is this a perfect system? It definitely wasn't for a long time, and we're always tweaking it. The reason why we've been able to build this up is, look, we've been doing this for a few years now, and we've built incredible systems around it. For those of you here today, a quick, easy way of getting into this is just learning the process from somebody who's doing it. You can ask me any questions, comment down below, or DM me. But it's important to realize that, listen, this whole process can be a whole separate video. But in one short way, concise way, I want to explain to you that you can take your business from where you're at today in 12 or 24 months. You can have a completely different business if you can learn how to stack these lists. Let's talk about some next steps, right? Because you're probably wondering, Henry, I'm not going to start a wholesaling company. I want to be an agent, of course, and I want to keep you as an agent as well. But I want you to understand that you can either partner with some local wholesalers in your area, or you can start buying the list yourself, right? If you have some money stacked up, you buy these lists yourself and you learn how to market to them yourself, right? You can do that, and you can even hire somebody to manage it if you have the money. Over time, I've built up these lead sources that have allowed me to do the business that I do today. Right? It did not happen overnight, and I don't expect it to happen overnight for you either. But in a matter of a few short years, you can be in a completely different place like I am here today, and where I plan on going tomorrow, right? So when it comes to having a wholesaling company, or let's just even call it lead generation in a grand scheme of things, you need to treat it like a business. You cannot be reliant on one lead source. You need to figure out some imperative, super powerful, efficient ways to market to these people. And another key point, quick secret here, is you need to develop a powerful follow-up system. Because look, it's just not enough to generate those many leads, right? You have to learn to follow up with them in a systematic way. So make sure you develop a nice follow-up strategy as well. I hope this video helps. A lot more content to come. I love and appreciate everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.